what I've got cooking up. Today, it happens to be a crispy cobbler. We're gonna make it with blueberries and it's gonna have the top of a crisp and the bottom of a cobbler. Well, let's get started. I've gathered my ingredients. I'm going to cover my 9x9 with cooking spray. To that, we're gonna add 6 cups of frozen blueberries, some maple syrup. I've got my oven preheating to 350. Add some vanilla, and then we are going to add some tapioca starch. And try to carefully stir this up without making a mess. You could do this in a different bowl, but I figure why make another dirty bowl? It's all going in here anyways. And you could use whatever kind of starch you want to use to thicken this up, or you could even use tapioca balls.
Don't worry about those frozen pieces. They'll melt in the oven.
True. And I'm throwing this right in, and then we're gonna start making our top. I'm gonna put rolled oats in here. Those were walnuts that I did a rough chop on. Some coconut flour, salt, cinnamon, and believe it or not, some basil. Get these incorporated. Already smells like delicious. Now to this, we are going to add maple syrup. Sounds like my crisp is ready for me to pull it out of the oven. We'll get that in a minute. And some vegan butter. You want this to be like soft as if it had been sitting on your counter. You don't really want to melt it, but you don't want it fridge hard either. Kind of cut this in together. And I would always recommend picking a bowl a size bigger than you think you're gonna need, because I'm always picking dishes that are too small.
She got that from her mom.
Must run in the family. You want to mix this until everything is well incorporated and there's no like dry ingredients left at the bottom of your bowl. There's a little clump of margarine we need to mix in there. All right, I'm gonna stir this a little bit more, but I'm gonna grab that crumble out of the oven and I'll be right back. I got distracted by my oven timer going off, but I also added vanilla to the crisp top. I just pulled this out of the oven. It doesn't look hot, it is hot. We're gonna give it a stir. Blueberries are always different also. These ones are seeming like they're very watery. I am gonna add some more starch to thicken this up more. 1, and I think I'm gonna add 2. Now this is a personal preference. I like mine really thick and set up, like I said. Some people don't want it that set up, in which case I would not add any more starch. And this also could have maybe thickened up a little bit as it heated and bubbled, but this way it should definitely be thicker. Now we just want to spread this over the whole top. Try to get a nice even coat. This makes a great dessert, but I like having this around to have for breakfast. Got all those good antioxidants from our blueberries and our heart healthy oatmeal on top. Now, I'm going to put this back in the oven and I am going to cover it with a piece of parchment or foil. I just don't want the top to get too dark while the rest of it comes up to temperature. Our timer's just gone off. We are just going to check this. It sounded nice and bubbly. We're gonna let it cook uncovered for at least 5 minutes to crisp up the top. I've just pulled our crispy cobbler out and you can tell it's finished because the top is nice and brown and you can see the filling is bubbling in there and hear it. We're gonna let this cool and then we'll do a taste test. It's all finished and finally cooled off enough I can give it a taste. It's set up nice and thick, just how I like it. A great snack right before bedtime or perfect breakfast. Stop by next week and we'll be cooking up something new.